What's up, Waluigi? It is I, Trent from Trentendo. We got a brand new video for you guys today around the upcoming Switch title, Hogwarts Legacy. Now, before we hop into this update, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, so you guys are kept up to date with everything going on here at Trentendo. Let's see if we can hit 10 likes on the video. It really does help, and I appreciate all you guys for sticking around and watching the video. So let me know in the comments what you guys are most excited for with this Hogwarts Legacy coming to Nintendo Switch. And let's just hop right into it right now. Hogwarts Legacy coming to the Switch. 3 weeks ago, if you'd have told me that you still thought this game was going to hit the Nintendo Switch, I would have told you, not so fast. I don't think this is actually going to happen. We've seen too many delays for me to actually think that this was going to happen. Now, having played this game as well on the Steam Deck, I did not know how Nintendo and how Warner Bros. Was going to get this game to actually run on a Switch. But it seems that they've done it. You know, they've pulled out their wizard wands and pulled some magic out of their hats to get this game to run on a Switch. Now, shout out to Gerard over on Twitter. I'll throw a link down to his profile in the description. He gave us a side-by-side comparison of the new released screenshots for the Nintendo Switch version of Hogwarts Legacy that surfaced on the Nintendo eShop for Hogwarts Legacy. Now, this game is available for pre-order there now, which it hadn't previously been. You know, they just popped up this last week that you can now officially pre-order the digital version from Nintendo. Now, we have these screenshots in a side-by-side comparison with the PS5 version. Now, as you can see, it does not look anything close to the PS5, which is expected. But when you take it as its own, I actually thought it looked way better than I was expecting. You know, we have seen all these memes of, you know, the PlayStation 2 and the PS1 versions of Hagrid, and saying, you know, this is what Hogwarts Legacy is going to look like on the Nintendo Switch. And this actually doesn't look that bad. You know, it is a little blurry. It comes to mind some other Switch ports that I have played, specifically Jurassic World Evolution. If anyone's ever played that park building game on the Nintendo Switch, that game is blurry as heck. But it still ran okay. It was fun. You know, in docked mode, it actually looked a lot better than it did in handheld. But it got the job done. You know, it scratched that Jurassic Park itch for me until I, you know, got Jurassic World Evolution 2 or whatever it is on the Steam Deck. That looked a lot better. Or if anyone's played Ark Survival on Nintendo Switch, that game was, I don't know if it's any better. When I played that when I first came out, that was terrible on the Switch. That one looked like a 64 game. So it does reminisce a little bit of that-ish, I guess, just the blurriness and the graininess of it. But like I said, when I was on the eShop and I pulled this thing up, it actually looked okay. Like, I didn't think it was that bad. It's not really until you throw it up next to the PS5 version that you can really, you know, say, oh yeah, this is definitely not a PS5. Well, I mean, clearly it wasn't, but, you know, it looked better. I was actually kind of curious if this was even the Switch version of screenshots, you know, when I first saw it. So I think that is great news for Nintendo Switch owners that want to play this game. That it looks okay. Now, the real question, I think, we do see what it looks like. We see that it'll look okay. I think it'll look fine in handheld mode, to be honest. On a smaller screen, I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. And then I imagine in docked mode, you could probably get a little bit better resolution. But in a handheld on an OLED, I think it'll look fine. So the question now becomes is how is it going to run? So I played this on the Steam Deck at launch. I paid the extra little bit for the early access on the Steam Deck via Steam. You know, and it was a little bit iffy sometimes on the initial launch on the performance side, even on a Steam Deck. But, you know, as they released some patches out and stuff, it got a lot better. But I wasn't running it on the high resolutions by any means. You know, I was using some of the medium to lower end settings to get it to run how I had a good, enjoyable experience. But it was a fun game. You know, this is one of the few games that I've actually 100%ed. Definitely in my top 3 or 4 games for the year so far, along with Tears of the Kingdom, a Jedi Survivor, this, and then potentially, you know, I think Mario Wonder is going to definitely scratch a nice little itch for me. Played that a little bit last night on launch. It's very good. Could recommend that as well. I'll have probably another video around that. But going back to Hogwarts, yeah, I think this is going to be a decent Switch port. So like I said, it's just going to be interesting to see how this runs. If Nintendo and Warner Bros. Are able to get this thing to run even pretty smoothly. There's some dips in the castle, I remember, specifically in like the dark arts corridors. I saw some dips there in frame rate, but if they can kind of manage that, and, you know, if they give us a decent a decent port of this game, I would be pleasantly surprised to see this on Nintendo Switch. I definitely plan on picking this up and seeing how it runs. So, in a couple weeks, we'll get our answer. But from the looks of it, at least, it does look like it's it will be decent, hopefully. The visuals, the resolution, yes, it's not great, but it's not bad either. It's definitely not PS1 accurate, as I mentioned. So let me know what you guys think, though. Are you excited for this game? Did you pick this up on another system? Like, I feel like I don't know how this is going to sell on the Switch, though, to be honest. That's the one thing that I worry about, coming out so much later than everything else. And I think it comes out the same week as Mario RPG, too. So there's two big games coming out for the Nintendo Switch in the same week. I think a lot of people will be holding out for Mario, personally. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because there's that. And then also, I just knew a lot of people who aren't gamers that picked up like a PS5 or an Xbox just to play this game. So there's a lot of people who had already played this game via another system because they wanted to play it at launch. They didn't want to sit and wait for who knows when for a Switch release to come out. So it'll be interesting to see the sales data for this on the Switch specifically. It did sell very well at launch for its other platforms, PC, Xbox, and PS5. And then the PS4 and the Xbox One came out later. Now the Switch, we're getting that. So it'll be interesting to kind of see if this gives it like a third wind after the first and second winds of those first two launches. But this is just so much later. And like I said, it's coming out with Mario RPG in the same week. So it's going to be interesting to see, how this game does. But I'm still planning on picking it up. It'll be fun to play this again on the Switch to see how it runs. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Are you excited? Did you already play it on another system? Are you going to double dip? Or have you been holding out for what seems to be the impossible port that seems like it's actually going to be coming? So I'd love to hear your guys' comments down below. That'll do it for us today, though. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, catch you later.